Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and I think a debut on the channel today for Neb, a puzzle called Untitled Killer, which has been recommended to us many times actually just over the last few days. It has got an intriguing, weird rule set actually, called Unique Killer Cages. So no digit may be used more than once among all the cages of the same sum. So that cage sums to 8. Let's say it was 1 7. Then if that cage summed to 8, that couldn't be a 1 7 cage. If that cage summed to 8, it couldn't be a 1 7 cage. It's weird. I think, and I might be proved totally wrong, that we're going to almost have a very good memory to do this puzzle, because there are a lot of cages in this grid, and to actually keep mental track of what we've used where, I feel it's going to be something of a memory exercise. But it is meant to be beautiful, this one. Lots of people saying it's absolutely gorgeous to solve, although I think 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty. So we'll do battle with it, and I'll read the rules properly in a moment or two's time. But there are things to tell you about before we go further. We are streaming tonight, so maybe by the time this video finishes, the stream may have already started if it takes me a while. 10 p.m. I'd love to have your company. We are revisiting the mansion that is the Blueprints Mansion. Oh, look, my screen's in the same place today. That's great. We are loving playing this game, and loving having your company along for the ride. So do join us if you can. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. Now, tomorrow is the 1st of July, which means we have a brand new Sudoku competition launching on Patreon at 4 p.m. It is a series of puzzles linked in a sort of worm-esque fashion. So you can sort of see an example here of how it works. So if you solve that first 9 by 9, you get a little bit of information about the next puzzle. Yeah, we think that you'll enjoy, we hope and do think that you'll enjoy it mightily. So do join us to have a go. As I say, it goes live tomorrow, and I was right in yesterday's video. Mark had selected the winner of this month's competition. The June competition was won by, let me get my list, Tim Dorr. Tim's been a patron for a few years actually, so I'm delighted, Tim, that you've I think you're a very good solver. I think that you've solved almost all our hunts, which basically is an incredible amount of solving that you've done over the years. And Tim, many congratulations. I will be emailing you this afternoon, if the heat doesn't get the better of me, to see whether you'd like to come on the channel and solve a puzzle with me. I hope you will. And we can try and make a video that will appear on the channel together. So Tim, many congratulations. Well done. And then I've got some birthdays to do as well. Let's look at my list of birthdays. Harlow, over there in the American Midwest, you have turned 17 today. And I know this because your mum wrote in and said that you might like a shout out. I think you enjoy watching the videos. So Harlow, thank you for watching. I hope your day is filled with enormous amounts of chocolate cake and an absolutely stellar solve from me. But that's to come, maybe. We shall see. Next, we'll go to Turkey. Now, I might get this pronunciation wrong. I'm going to go for Duru. It could be Duru, but Duru. Duru, you've turned 19. And I know this because your friend Adrian over there in Poland, and I could be mispronouncing Adrian. It looks, in English it looks like Adrian, but it might have a different Polish pronunciation. I'm sorry if I get that wrong. Hopefully you will know of whom I speak. I gather you are having chocolate cake today, and the two of you discovered sort of serendipitously that you both watch the channel. So that's great. I love it when people find out that they share this strange hobby. And then we'll go for Liam. Liam, it's your birthday today, although my writing is so poor. I think I've written 28 years old. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. It could be 26. Ooh. I think it's more likely to be a butchered 8 that I've written there. Liam, anyway, your cousin Kate wrote to us and described how the two of you have been doing puzzles together since you were children at your granny's house. And Kate is interested to know, Liam, what's taking you so long to complete that book of Knight's Move Sudokus that she got you? I don't know the answer to that. Liam will know the answer, but Liam, I hope you have a great birthday today. And then finally, Mark, you've turned 32 today, and I know this because your fiancée Amanda wrote in, describing you as a big supporter and a devourer of our Patreon rewards. You've got a new one tomorrow. It's a slightly late birthday present, but forgive us for that. We hope you enjoy it, and thank you for following us for such a long time, Mark. I think actually both you and Amanda watch, so. That is good news, and I hope that you get chocolate cake with, of course, let's just use the word correct, a correct ratio of icing to cake, 1-to-1, of course, for anybody who didn't know. And with that said and done, let's turn our attention to doing some solving, and let's have a look at Untitled Killer by Neb. I think I might be getting this wrong, but I think Neb is quite a prodigious setter of puzzles. I think when I've looked on Logic Masters in recent times, there's almost always been a Neb puzzle or two on the pages. So, but I do think this is a debut. We've had a Nebuchadnezzar we've had before, but I think Nebuchadnezzar is a different setter to Neb. I hope I'm right about that. Anyway, this is by Neb, and the rules are as follows. We have normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Then we have unique killer cages. Within a cage, digits don't repeat, and they must sum to the small number written in the top left of that cage, if given. Additionally, no digit may be used more than once among all the cages of the same sum, even if that sum is not explicitly given. So I think it's, as I said before, that sums to 8. Let's say that sums to 8 as well. There could be no digit in common between those two cages. Let's do another one. That one sums to 9. So if this one summed to 9 as well, there could be no digit in common between that one and that one. It's a really unusual rule, actually. But do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And we've been given a 17 cage there. That's 8, 9. A 3 cage is a 1, 2 cage. A 4. A 4 cage is a 1, 3 cage. This is very pleasant so far. I very rarely get to pencil mark things a go. 5 cage is either 1, 4 or 2, 3. A 6 cage is either 1, 5 or 2, 4. A 7 cage a 7 cage that hasn't got 1 or 3 in it must be 2, 5. And in fact, look, we get a digit there. That's a nice surprise. A 9 cage that hasn't got 1, 2 or 5 in it, that must be 3, 6, because it can't be 5, 4, 1, 8 or 2, 7. Oh dear, we might be about to run out of luck here. What about this digit? That digit is in an 8 cage, but is not a low digit. So it's got to be on the higher side of 8. You can't put double 4 into an 8 cage for obvious Sudoku related reasons. So this digit must be a 1, 2 or a 3, and this digit must be a 5. Well, actually not a 5. So that's not a 3. 3, 5 won't work. Right. This digit is a tiny old digit. It's a 1 or a 2. Now there must be a 1 or a 2 in a 5 cage because it's either 1, 4 or it's 2, 3. So there's a sort of floating, I like to describe it as a floating 1, 2 pair in those 3 cells. Those 3 cells definitely contain the digits 1 and 2. I just don't know where they go. So this digit is not a 1 or a 2. So this digit is a 1 or a 2. Wow. Now I've got a 1, 2 pair in row 3. So this 10 cage is either 3, 7 or 4, 6. It can't be 1, 8 or... 1, 8. It can't be 1, 9 or 2, 8 anymore. Oh, Right. Okay, here is a genuinely beautiful point. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Right. This digit is not a 2. Because the way I'm seeing that is that that digit is the same as that digit. Because this is a 1-2 pair. So these two digits are the same. Now imagine that was 2. Where would we put 2 in the middle box if both of these were 2? There's nowhere for it to go. So these must both be 1, I think, and that's a 2, and that's a 5 in the 6 cage. Now 1, 5. Oh dear, how does that not do anything? Oh, that's so distressing. That can't be a 1, so that's not a 4. Ah, that's a 1, so that's a 3. So Sudoku is coming into its own very, very slightly. We've got a Fistomephel ring. Ah, we have got a Fistomephel ring of... Actually, that is interesting. The only cage totals, or apart from this one actually, the only cage totals we've been given are in the Fistomephel ring. And we almost know the contents of the Fistomephel ring now. Because I don't know if we're going to need the Fistomephel ring. It's not impossible. What am I talking about? If you're new to Cracking the Cryptic, you might not know about the Fistomephel ring. The Fistomephel ring is a theorem, which actually I got to do a number file video about with Brady Harron, which was a great treat for me. But it's a theorem named after the great constructor who's on a bit of a hiatus at the moment, Fistomephel, who sort of discovered, I think, or certainly was the first one to make puzzles based out of it, that those 16 cells that surround the middle box of a Sudoku are the identical digits to these 16 cells in the 2x2s in the corner of a puzzle. Now, the proof of that doesn't take me long anymore because I've got so used to doing it. But I don't like to waste a couple of minutes of your time unless I actually need to use it. You see, it is a bit interesting actually. There is a point here, isn't there? There's a point that there's no 8s or 9s in the Fistomephel ring. Yeah. Okay, good grief. I've spotted something ridiculous here. Right. We are definitely going to need this, I think. Well, I don't know that we need it to solve it, but I've just spotted something so beautiful. I'm going to prove it just to show you the thing I've just seen. Right. So how do you prove that this relationship exists? The way to do it, the simplest way that we've sort of distilled over the years for proving it, is I'm going to highlight some cells in the grid. I'm going to highlight those cells. And that collection of cells, we can actually exactly specify the contents of those cells. We don't know how the digits will be disposed within that green area, but I can tell you exactly overall what the green area contains. And that's because the green area is made up of this complete row, this complete row, this complete box, and this complete box. And we know that each row contains the digits 1 to 9 and each box contains the digits 1 to 9 in Sudoku. So the green area overall is 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. Now, I'm going to highlight some different cells in orange. Now, those orange cells, again, I don't know how the digits are disposed within the orange set of digits, but I do know overall orange is also 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9 because orange consists of 4 complete columns of the Sudoku. So the set of digits in orange is identical to the set of digits in green. They are the same collection of digits. Now, what would happen therefore if we removed this cell from the orange set and this cell from the green set. What can we say about what remains in the orange set and what remains in the green set? Well, the crucial thing to get your head around is you can no longer say that orange consists of 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9 minus a 9 or something, because we don't know what digit will be in here. But we can say that what remains in orange and what remains in green must be the same as it. They must be the same collection of digits still. Because we agreed that orange and green were the same thing, and then we took exactly the same cell out of both collections, didn't we? So what remains must be the same, and we can repeat that exercise for all of these digits and all of these digits. And we're left with this position, where what remains in green must be the same as what remains in orange. Now let me show you what I've seen about that. Ah, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I thought I could see something with 8s and 9s because what I noticed was that the green area has no 8s and 9s in it, which means that the orange area has no 8s and 9s in it, which means that the 8s and 9s in these corner boxes are in those cells in some disposition. Now what I wanted to avoid is 8s and 9s, because I've got an 8-9 pair adding up to 17. You know, that domino, for example, can't be an 8-9 pair. None of these dominoes poking out of boxes 9, 7, 3 and 1 can be an 8-9 pair, and yet it looks like this is trying to make them be an 8-9 pair. But we don't know that one of these is 8-9. This could be 8-9. Ah, yes, that's what's going to happen. This is going to be 8-9. This is going to be 8-9. This is going to be 8-9. And you get this sort of windmill effect going round the grid. And that will be 8-9. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay, all right, so maybe... Oh, no, I think I might have wasted everyone's time. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I thought I'd seen something. 1 in the middle box. Oh goodness, if it's nothing to do with Vistamafel, I'm going to feel so daft here. 1, 2 and 3 are in that collection of digits. That's just Sudoku. That's not actually Vistamafel. That's just noticing I've got a 1, 2, 3 floating triple there. And a 1, 2, 3 triple here. Yeah, 1 and 2 have to be in this little collection of digits, because there's a 1, 2 here, and there's my floating triple there. Same thing here. There's got to be 1 and 2, actually 1 and 5. 5 also has to be in that one. You can sort of, it's funny actually, as we're pinpointing where digits go, you can almost sense how the Vistamafel ring, which we've proved now, but you can sort of get a feel for how it works, can't you? Because whenever you get a common digit between those cells, for example, you can plonk that digit in the corners. 5 is common. This thing has either got 3 or 6 in it, because it is either 3, 7 or 4, 6. So there is a 3 or a 6 in there. And the one that lives down here is there's a 2, 3 pair down here. That's good grief, right? So it's nothing to do with Vistamafel. I'm so sorry about this. Right, look down here. Now, there is a 1 down here, but I don't know where the 1 goes. But it can't be in a domino with a 2 because we've had a 1, 2 cage, and it can't be in a domino with a 3 because we've had a 1, 3 cage. So the 1 down here is with some other digit. It could be with 6, actually, if this is a 6. But the 1 is partnered with not the 2 and the 3, so the 2 and the 3 do live together as a friend in a friendly relationship down there. So that either there's a 2-3 there or there's a 2-3 there. Now what that means is that this little cage is not a 2-3 cage, because we can't repeat a digit in cages that sum to the same value. So this is a 4-1 cage, and this is a 2, and that is a 6 now. So now, well, now there's a 1-6 cage down here, which is, I don't know what that's doing, but it feels like it's trying to do something. So I'm actually already starting to be a little worried. So we've got an awful lot of low cage totals, all completely hypothecated, haven't we? By which I mean that we have in the puzzle already a 1-2 cage, a 1-3 cage, both varieties of 5 cage, including the 2-3 that lives down there, at least one variety of 6 cage. Have we got... Oh, okay, the 1 and the 5 here don't go in the same cage, because we've had that cage. So the 1 up here... Well, wait, what does the 1 up here go with? It doesn't go with 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. Oh, that's... That's really clever. That's really clever. Right, so what we've just learned is now I know the nature of this cage because of what the 1 has to go with in there. Now I've used Fistemapel. So it was worth doing, but I didn't realise why it was worth doing. But I have now made a deduction based off Fistemapel. So what I'm saying is that there is a 1 in there that can't go with the 5, because I've got a 1-5 cage. So the 1 is going with some other digit, but the digit it goes with has to be a digit that's on the Fistemapel ring. But it also has to be... it has to be in a cage that doesn't exist anywhere else in the puzzle. We've had 1-2, we've had 1-3, we've had 1-4, we've had 1-5. One of those is 1-6. So it has to be 1-7, 1-8, or 1-9. Well, it's not 1-8 or 1-9, because there are no 8s and 9s in the Fistemapel ring. So it must be 1-7, and the only way we can get a 1-7 in is if this is not 4-6, this is 3-7. So now, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful puzzle, because now, by Sudoku, 3 lives up here, but as I've just said, 7 must live up here too. So there is a 1-7 and a 3-5 horizontal. And we now know the complete Fistemapel ring. So we know... Well, do I know what that's got in it? I'm not sure. I feel like I ought to, but maybe I don't. Bobbins. Bobbins is the expression we're looking for, I think. We can almost tick it off, can't we? Because we can work out, I think, approximately what we've got to put in these thingies. 1, 2, 3, 6, that's those digits. 1, 3, 5, 7 is those digits. I've got 1 and 2 up here, definitely. I've got 1, 2, 5 there. Right, so it's 3, 4 and 6 that have to be put into these various cages. 3, 4 and 6. And only one of them is going in this one. So if I put 3 in here, that would add up to 11. And this would add up to 4612, which is 13. I don't think we've had any big cages yet, though, have we? Apart from this one. We've had a 10 cage, and we've had a 17 cage. But actually, I don't think we've had anything else of any size. So these two, which must add up to at least 10, because they've got 4 digits in them, and if we populated them with 1, 2, 3, 4, that's what they're going to add up to. In fact, they can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's going to break with this one. Because both of these cages would sum to 10, and they would both have 3 in them. So hang on, what did I say down here? I said that if that was 3, so we've got 3, 4, and 6 to put in. Three, 4, and 6, but this could have 3 in it. If it's got 4 in it, it would add up to 12. That doesn't work, actually. If that has 4 in it, that adds up to 12, but this would be 1, 2, 3, 6, and that would add up to 12, and they both have 1 and 2 in them. So 4 must be up in this one, which means I've got 7 here, plus 1 more digit, but it can't be 3. That's what we've just proved that. So I've got to allocate 3 and 6 to these 2 cages. And if I put the 3 up here, it's the same as this. So I must put the 3 down here, and this must have 6 in it. And there we go. So we've used Fistamafel combined with this beautiful idea about not repeating digits in cages that have the same sum to completely specify the 2x2s in the corner. And now... Well, so now what have I had? Now I've had a 13 cage and an 11 cage. And I know what Mark would do here. I might have to do it as well. But, oh no, I don't have to. I refuse to do it. I refuse to do it. Where are 4 and 6 in that row? They're not there, so they're there. Oh, well, that is not what this is not what I expected. Right, this is going to be very interesting because now our windmill, the windmill of 8s and 9s that we've got going on, in the blue cells. And they are windmills. I actually thought they were going to be split up. I thought you might get one of them here, but then you could have one there as well. And then there'd be one there and one there, etc. But actually, look, we've got a domino of 8 9s here. So actually, if we trace where the 8s and 9s are going to live in the puzzle now, they are going to live in those cells. Whoops, I took out my 4 6. I didn't mean to do that. Because this being 8 9, remember we've got to put 8 9 here but not in orange, so it's going to go there. We've got to put 8 9 in here but not now in these 2 cells, so it's going to be here. So all of these blue cells are 8 9. And now I can just pencil mark these other cells. 4 7. 4 7 again. I don't like that. It feels wrong. Is that wrong? No, it seems to be right. Okay, so that digit now is different from that one. That's a weirdity. Because they're 2 single cell cages selected from only the same digit, so they have to be different, which means that that digit is that one and that one is purple. I don't know if that matters, but it seemed interesting. And now what do we need in this column? Now this is not 4 7. This is 3. This is 3 7 actually. Well, then that what one of those is 7. I don't know which one it is, but one of those is 7. So that's definitely not 7. That's got to be 3. Otherwise, you'd have a repeated 7 in a single cell cage. So that's a 7. Oh, okay, yes, and we just do that game again. Right, this can't be 4, because one of these is a single-celled 4, so that's got to be 6, that's got to be 4. This is now not 1, 6, is it? This is whatever that, 2, 3, I think was the other option down there. So this is 1, 6. This is now... I can't remember what we had to... Oh, 1 and 7... Oh, look, hang on. One of these was a 1, 7 pair. Well, it's not this one. So this is 1, 7, and I know the order. So this is 3, 5, and I know the order. Oh, I know the order, and I get... That's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Okay, so what's going on over here? 1, 2, 4, 6. Let's use middle pencil marks and see if we can do better. Maverick's just taken off. I can hear that. Oh, and I haven't done my 8-9 thing as well, which is going to be very exciting. Hang on. So what have we actually... Is this not resolved? I want this to be resolved. If that's a 4... if that's a 4, actually, it's still going to have an effect, isn't it? Oh, that's bizarre. Okay, so that's not actually doing as much as I thought it was going to. I've got a horrible feeling I'm being incredibly dense at the moment. I assure you I'm not meaning to be. Okay, I'm going to central pencil mark this. 1, 2, 3, 5. I can't see what to do that. Okay, I am going to go back to my 8-9 idea, because it is actually potent now. It's really potent, because this is a 17 cage. So I can't make either of these an 8-9, because that's going to make a horizontal 17 cage. So where are 8 and 9 in that box? And the answer is they've got to be there. By Sudoku. So it's sort of by Sudoku, and sort of by the fact they can't go there because they'd make an illegal cage. So this is an 8-9 pair. Now those two digits are different. That's probably worth recording, isn't it? Let's use... I'm running out of good colours. I'll use those two. Just so that's red now, and that's lime. Because we can't have those can't be double 8, can they? So that one's lime green, that one's red. So this one's red, this one's lime green. Now we just need to get this propagated back into the middle box, and well, at least the colouring would serve some purpose. Okay, what about though? Yeah, I think it's still... no, I know how to do this. Where are 8 and 9 in row 4 is a good question. Because they're not there, and they can't be in this domino, because we'll make vertical 8-9 pairs that'll duplicate this. So they are there. Which means what then? So this one is going to be in one of those two, and this one is going to be in one of those two. Okay, I'm not sure what I meant to do with that. No, what I was about to say is such gibbering nonsense, I refuse to say it. 5 is in one of those squares by Sudoku. Oh, goodness me. Right, what do we do next? 7 is in one of those two by Sudoku. 5 is in one of these two by Sudoku. I don't know. I mean, I think... Do I think this? I'm not sure I do, actually. Is it going to be... I've got an enormous cage here, haven't I? Which... Is that doing something? 2 is in one of those two cells. 2 is in one of these two cells. 1 is... Oh, goodness. 1 is there. 1 is there just by plain old Sudoku. I've not seen it. Okay, so that's what we're going to be missing. Let's have a look at some Sudoku. 1s. Can we do more with 1s? I don't know. Maybe. 2s. Let's try 2s. Oh, yeah, okay. Where's 2 in this box? I actually do know. I was about to say I don't know, but I actually do know. Where's 2 in this box? Because this is a 2-3 pair. So 2 is there, I think. So 2 is there. This is 5 now, by dint of Sudoku. And these squares we now know. They're 4 and 7, which I feel like... So they relate somehow to these two digits, the sort of rhubarb and custard digits. So this cage, we've now got 3. We know those 3 add up to 19. So it's either 23 or 26 is the total for this, depending on what that is. And what are those digits? 4, 5, 6, 7 again. Oh, good grief! I don't know. Oh, hang on. What about row 4? 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, let's go back to 2s, because 2s did things that were interesting. Good grief, I am actually stuck here. I don't see what to do. I suspect it might be that I've not fully thought through. Oh, yeah, I know what it'll be. It'll be something like that adds up to 13. So... No, but if that's fine. I was thinking that we can't make that add up to 13, but I can make things add up to the same total, providing they don't repeat a digit. So if that was 8, 5, that would be totally fine. What about that one? That's 11. I was about to say, so we have to be a bit careful with these being 2s and 3s. But we don't. They can't be 2s and 3s. Oh, this is strange, actually. What's going on? This column... 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I have to do this, and I have to really pencil mark it. Those are the same. Ah, there's a cage here that I've never really even seen. And that digit is 4, 5, 6, or 7. That's totally hopeless, isn't it? That's going to have a very high total. I don't think we've got very many. There's another. Oh, is it totally symmetrical? No, it's not. That's definitely not symmetrical with this. That's a 2 by 2. That's not a 2 by 2. 3, 5, 6, 7 across here. And what are these ones? 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4. Ah, okay. So that digit's more restricted. That's only 4 or 6, because 2 and 5 have been sort of waylaid and placed elsewhere. So that is 4 or 6. But there's 4 totals for that. It could be 12, 14, 13 or 15. But we've had yeah, that can't be 4, 9 is what it can't be, because that would clash with this one. Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. This has suddenly got very much more difficult. But what I'm saying there is, if that was 9, that would have to be 6. And there's something similar going on there, look. If that's 4, that has to be 8. So is there this might be a big colouring exercise. For example, I don't know actually. How can we... I'm sorry, I'm being completely inarticulate today as well. I'm not sure about that I'm doing this correctly. I feel very unsure I'm looking in the right places. See, if that's 5, then I've used up both variations of 5. So 5, 8 and 5, 9. So 13 and 14 would have gone. You see, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That doesn't work. Now, I've seen it doesn't work, and I can show you why it doesn't work, but I'm not happy with it. So I'm just going to let me think about that for a moment. That I sense that there is a beautiful reason behind what I've just thought of there. I just need to figure it out. I mean, to be honest, it is just a beautiful reason. It is just a beautiful reason, but it's just really weird. Okay, so this is the cell I want to look at. Now, what I'm saying is, if this is 5, it has a really strange effect because of all the 8-9 pairs in the grid. Because if this is 5, it is no longer possible in any 8-9 pair to place the digit 5. Because we've had 5 here with an 8 or a 9, don't know which one, and we would have had 5 here with the other. So no other 5 in this grid could ever go in a domino with an 8-9 pair. Now look at what that does. Neither of those could be a 5. So the 5 in box 6, there's a 5 here, remember, is in one of those two. That would be the effect. What about down here? Where's the 5 going? Can't go in there anymore, because these would be with an 8 or a 9, so the 5 would be here. And I don't think... Well, there are now 4 5s looking at the middle box, and there's nowhere to put the 5. 5 here, 5 here, so none of those. 5 here, 5 here, so none of those. That would be the only place you could put 5. And unless we turn it right round and do a 180-degree swivel, it will not look like a 5 or be a 5. So that is not a 5. I actually rather like that idea. So, well, this is big, because the 5 in this... Is that right? Yeah, that is right. The 5 in this box, apparently, for my pencil mark is here, but that has displaced a 2 pencil mark. Yeah, that's a 2. So this is now not 5. That is not 5. Oh, well, this... I understand. Right, so it's all about 5s. Because now, okay, these 5s... Well, what I'm noticing is there is a 5. 5 is in one of those. So now, neither of those can be a 5. Well, where's the 5 in row 4? Just to explain, I don't know what this digit is, but I know it's one of 8 and 9, and I don't know, and therefore the 5 in one of those two, and there is a 5 in one of those two now, goes with the other of 8 and 9. So there can be no more 5s in 8, 9 dominoes, which means both of these are not 5, and now where's the 5? It's got to go there. So that gets 5'd. So 5 is in one of those two cells now. Let's put that in and make sure that we recorded that knowledge. And this is a 4-6 pair now. Yeah, but hang on. Hang on. Don't we have to be careful here? Because we worked out before that whichever one of these is 4 is going to go with 8, because it can't go with 9, because that's going to make a second 13 cage. So now we have got a 12 cage which has a 4 and an 8 in it, and we have got a 15 cage that has a 6 and a 9 in it. But we just don't know where they go. They go up there somewhere. Which might be important. Ah, no. Look at this cage. Yeah, this is where we should have looked. This cage is a 9. It's got 9 in it. If this was an 8... it would add up to 17 and mimic this cage, and it would have this would have an 8 in, and that's got an 8 in. So that red is 9. Red is 9. Green is 8. Red is 9. Green is 8. Look at this. This is beautiful. Now, that can't be a 4, remember. Wherever we've got a 9 cage, we can't put 4 with it. So that's got to be 6. That's got to be 4. This is a 1-6 pair, so this is a 2-4 pair. What's going on in this column? This digit is 3 or 7. Now we've had an 8-4 pair now, so this can't be a 4. So 4. I don't know what to do with this. Oh, come on. We can. I'm sure we can do things. I just have to work out what those things are. This is a brilliant puzzle. It's so weird. 3, 4, 6, 7. Is it obvious what I'm meant to do here? It could well be, actually. I've got a bad feeling that I'm meant to fully appreciate now all of the various. Yeah, because I mean we've now got a 12 and a 15, and somehow they're going to play a role. And we've got, oh, this can't be a 6. We've got a 9-6 cage, very straightforwardly. So this is either the 9-5 cage, which would be lovely because that would make that an 8-5 cage, or it's a 9-7 cage. Have we had a 9? We have got 9 and 7 there, but I don't think they're in a cage with the 2. Oh yes, and that's true. That's an 18 cage, isn't it? That is an 18 cage, which has just popped up out of nowhere. What's that one? Oh no, that was bigger. That was bigger. That was 23 or 26. What about if... Oh, I see. Yeah, that can't be a 4. Because, remember, 4-9's been impossible forever. So that if this was 4, this would have to be 8, and it would duplicate that cage. So that's 7. So this is 4. Now we know what that adds up to, which is 6, 23. This is a 7. So this is not a 7. This is not a 4. This actually, it's not a 5 either, because I've got a 5 here. 4 has to go there in the box by Sudoku. 5 is down here. I was going to say in the column, but I've already managed to pencil mark that somehow. So what do I need in this column? 3, 4, 3, 4, 6, 7. So this digit is 4, 6, 7, because it can't be 3. So 3 in column 5 is in one of 2 places. 5, 6, 7. And oh yes, and we've got a 7 here now, which oh, hang on. So if this was 9, 7, that would have to be 7, 8. Ooh, right. Well, I've got to be very careful here. I've got too many. Oh, sorry, my phone's buzzing. That's, let me just check what that says. That's fine, that's fine, that is not crucial to solving the puzzle. 3, oh, hang on, look at this. There's a 3, 6, 7 triple in row 5. So 5, 8 and 9 have to be in these cells. And I've got 3, 6, 8 and 9 into these cells. 3, 6, 8, 9. And we know that one of these is an 8 or a 9, don't we? So if that was 8, 9, 8, 9, it would depend. It would either be 20 or 23. 23 would clash with that. 20... what was that one? 18. It's really, actually, this is the hardest thing about this puzzle, is keeping track of all of the different options. What about that cage? I've never even looked at this cage. This is 8 plus. It depends what, if that was not 6, that would be a 19 cage. But that's an 18 cage, that's okay. And that was a 23. And that one could be 23 if it was 6, 8, 9, but it definitely doesn't have to be, because it could have 3 in it and it could have 5 in it. And then we've got 4s and 7s, which have to be different. And we've got an absolute plethora of 8s and 9s with 5, 6, 7s. Which we've got to be careful not to duplicate. There's at least one here at least one of those is 6, 7. Another 2 there. Another 2 there. Another one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There can't be more than 6, can there? Yeah. Okay. So that must be right. Yeah. So think about 8s and 9s and partnering up with 5, 6s and 7s uniquely. Well, so the digit 9 can partner up separately with 5, 6 or 7. 3 options. The digit 8 can partner up with 5, 6 or 7. 3 options. That's 6 options. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one of those must be, but exactly one of these must be. If this was a 6-7 pair, we'd have 7 different dominoes that could only be made up 6 different ways, so we would necessarily repeat an option. So one of these is 3. And that's beautiful, isn't it? Because doesn't that mean that there's no 3 down here? And now I've got to be now this must be 5. Because if this wasn't 5, I'd have 6, 8, 9 here for 23, and it would clash here. This is just beautiful. It's a beautiful puzzle, this. So now those are not 5. That's definitely not a black digit. This is an 8, 9 pair, so that seems to have to be a 6. That 6 does some thingies at the top of the grid. That's 6, that's 1. Now, That's, yeah, that's good. So that's 6, that's 3. That's not 3 because of this. That's a 6, 7 pair, so that's a 3. That's a 6, so that's a, whoopsie, that's a 6, that's a 7. Right, this is now a 3, 7 pair over here. This is a 4, 7 pair. This is a 3, 7 pair. If that's a 4, 7 pair, that's good. That's a 5 now. So that's a 6. But more importantly, if that's 9, 5, this must be 8, 5. So now I've got a 16. Oh, hang on, I can do these. I've got a 16 here. Oh, I have got 19 there, but I don't think that clashed with anything. So that's probably okay. Ah, no, there you go. Right, that adds up to 19. If this was an 8, that would add up to 19. And they both have 8 in them. It's just ridiculously clever, this. It is a sensational puzzle. Right, so that's 20. Have I had a 20 before? I thought I had a 20. The thing is, I might have thought I could have made a 20, but I can't remember where. That by Sudoku, that's 9, that's 8. Is it sort of done now, is it? Actually, I shouldn't have said that. It may well not be. Well, what have we got here? Can we have a 12? Can we have a 12 gauge? Is that possible? That was a 12 gauge. No, this was an 11. This was a 13. Oh, we can't... no, it's the other way round. You can't have an 11 here. 8, 3 would be 11. And there would be a 3 in both 11 cages. So that's a 7 and that's a 3. That's good. Right, so that's 4 and that's 7, which we know is different. So it's that way round. 7, 4. This is a 3, so this is 2, 5. So that does the top of the grid. This is 1, 3. Oh, it's the 6 is doing it, I think. 6, 1, 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, 5. Boom. Bingo. Maybe. Providing I haven't got a repeated 20 cage, which I'm a little bit worried about. No, it's correct. It's correct. I think that must be right. It's a brilliant puzzle. Good grief, that's clever. Completely weird in the best ways. You know, the hardest thing actually was keeping track of what I'd had and what I hadn't had. Something is nagging me about the fact that I thought I'd seen a 20 cage. Have I made that up? Where was that happening? Or maybe I'm just inventing it. Or maybe that could have been a 20 cage if that was a 9 or something. I don't know. I just felt at some point during my monologue, my soliloquy to Neb, I'd said, oh, that's a 20 cage. And I don't remember where, and I was therefore aware that I mustn't have or at least if I did have another one, it couldn't have the same makeup. Maybe there is one in the grid and it doesn't have the same makeup. Not sure. Anyway, it's a brilliant puzzle. It's a quite beautiful idea, using the Fistmafel ring to sort of help. Oh yeah, what was that thing at the beginning? Yeah, the fact that this cage was determined by the fact that you couldn't put a 1 with any other digit. I mean, even that was just gorgeous, wasn't it? It's a brilliant puzzle. Quite brilliant. Oh, and if you're still here, get ready for the Blueprint stream. And thank you very much for watching. We do appreciate it. Do like, do subscribe, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.